Today we will be doing this fun animation that was inspired by this guy, the African Geek. And let's head over to Canva and start making some eyes blink. So for this project, you'll be needing to work in a video size design. So this is a large video just because I want enough design space for us to look at and see what we're doing. So the first thing you're going to need to do is pick out a color. You want a solid color for the background. So I am going to pick out purple for this one because I just want to do purple. I did pink. I'm going to do purple. And then what I want to do is head over to elements. I'm going to go down to my shapes and I am going to pick out a circle. Now what I'm going to do with this circle is I am going to change it to a white. And then I am going to duplicate the circle and I'm going to change one to black. And then I'm going to duplicate the white one again. So what I got is the exterior. I can't speak, y'all. And the interior. And then the little interior. And maybe I might want to make this a little bit oval for this to make my eye just a little bit more eye. Now this part I'm trying out with y'all right now. I didn't do this on the original one, but I think I'm going to try it on this one. So I'm going to make this one even smaller. This little dot smaller. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller too. So I'm going to do some live action and test driving on this stuff with y'all. So now that I got one eye done, I'll put that in the center. I am going to highlight it all and I am going to duplicate it. So if this turns out funky, it's because, you know what? We was experimenting at the same time. So I'm going to center this up into my design, and you're going to make it as big as you want to if you want some big eyes. But I think this would be cool for like a reel or a short or something where you're like doing a joke or something like that and you're just using the eyes blinking. I thought about doing it, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. So the next part, now I have my two eyes set. What I want to do is go back into elements. I'm going down to my shapes again. And I'm going to scroll down almost to the bottom. And you're going to see what is called banner number 3. And I'm going to click on one of those. Now I'm going to change it to white so we can see better. And what I want to do is go up here. Click on it. Where's my curve? And go to my corner rounding. And I want to start rounding this out. And then I'm going to stretch it out and try to see the size that I want to use here. And then when I get a size that I think is good, make sure you got some room at the top because we're going to use this as an eyelid, so it's got to be able to be enough to cover the eye. So I'm going to go in here. And then what I'm going to do is go into my elements and go to eyelashes. I use this one right here, which is black eyelash clip art. And it is a pro one. I don't know what they got on the free end. Or you can create your own, or you can just you could use a regular square. Now here's another tip: if you're free and you can't find any eyelashes you want to use, you can use the same technique and just use a square and I would just here do it the easy way, duplicate and maybe make that like black and group it together and then have that as your, of course it's going to be bigger, as a eyelid coming up and down. Something like that. If you can't find a eyelash you like. So I'm going to flip this one because we're doing this side first. And then I am going to shrink it down and I'm going to try to make it fit on here the way that I want. That looks pretty good there. If you need to adjust this, adjust it. And if it looks, once you have it good, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of these. Did I highlight? Okay. And duplicate it. And then I'm going to move it over on top of this one. And I am going to click off of it. Click on the eyelash. I am going to flip it horizontally. And then I'm going to line it up as best as it can. Now might need to mess with your curve a little bit more to get that curve a little bit better. It's not going to be perfect because you can't find an arch that's going to match the arch of the eyelashes. So you're going to have a little bit of offness in that part, but that's just what you got to do. So you got to do what you got to do. So once I have them lined up where I want to, I am going to duplicate the banner part. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to flip it over to make my bottom eyelid. So I'm going to make my bottom eyelid. I am going to duplicate that and make the bottom eyelid over here. I'm going to stretch it out a little bit just because I want to make sure that I can close it up. And then I'm going to highlight these down at the bottom. And I'm going to change it to my background color. And then I'm going to group it. What I'm going to do, if you can go, we're going to do these different. I'm going to go into my positions tab. I know I need to grab all 4 of these pieces, so I'm going to do it with my control key. So I'm going to highlight the first eyelash, control key, eyelid, eyelash, eyelid. So you got these 4 pieces, and I'm going to group them together. I'm going to grab that. I forgot to change those to purple. We're going to change those pieces to purple. And now what I'm going to do is test my eyelash. So if I go down, oh, I look mean. I go up, I look really mean. And then you're going to go up, bring it all the way down. So now you see where my problem is right here. I have my bottom eyelashes on top. So I'm going to go back in my position. I'm going to ensure that my eyelashes, my top eyelashes are on top. So the one with the lashes you want on the top, and the ones that are your bottoms you want in the second position. And everything else should be below. So now we have that. Ooh, menacing. Ain't that menacing? So now all you got to do is make whatever you want to do. So we have you have your base. You have your eyelid. You oh, I'm tongue tied. It's like after midnight here. So now what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate and you're going to start moving stuff around. So you want to be like, hey y'all, and then you can duplicate, and then you're going to like, I said, hey y'all, and then you want to go duplicate the page. You want to go down, and then you want it to look this way. So you can do that, and you can pull all this away. Let's pull my circles this way. Now you're never going to change the size of your circles, but you're just going to move them to where they look. Does that look even? That looks even. So, and we're going to do that, and then we can duplicate this page, and then you can just pull it back up, pull them up this way. Uh-oh, I think I smushed it. I don't want to smush it. I was trying to grab the white dot. Let me grab my white dot, and then do something like this. So you can just make a bunch of pages. What I would do is make a bunch of pages with different. Oh, let me get my positions tab. That little white dot's not being. I need the little white dot. Little white dot. There it is. There it is. And just move stuff around. I would make like a page of every kind of. So I got a page open. I got a page kind of grimacing, really mad, looking down, looking up, whatever, and make all those pages. And then all you got to do is start mixing them up and duplicate them. So now what I'm going to do, because I want the eyes all the way open, is I'm going to take my first page. I'm going to duplicate that page and I'm going to bring it over here to the end. And then I'm going to duplicate my eye open one, and I want to start blinking. So I'm going to go take it all the way down to the center, take it all the way up here, and make sure that they meet till my eyes are closed. Then I'm going to go to the one beforehand. I'm going to duplicate that page. I am going to bring it around here. Come on, you can go. Bring it around here. And then I'm going to take my closed one, and I am going to duplicate that page and bring it around here. Hey, oh. I was like, where'd it go? Okay. Come on, Canva. Come on, girl. Is Canva a girl? I don't know. And then we'll duplicate the eyes open. So you can do that just if you just want to sit there and blink, that's all you got to do is just do those two slides. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then let's say, I always like the me one. Let's do the really grimacing one. So I want to put that one back. I want to do something with that one. So I'll go here, get my grimace one. I'm going to go and duplicate the page. And I'm just going to slide that one over here. But like I said, you're just going to go and move these eyelids all the way around. And you're going to move the dark pot, the dark spot and the white spot around as much as you want to and make it look crazy. And let's do one here. Let's do one crazy one afterwards. Let's go up. Let's go way up like it's going crazy. And way down. And then what we're going to do is go all the way out. All the way out. Crazy eyes. Crazy eyes. All right. We're going to end on a fun one. All right. So now you got all your animations done. All right, another tip I'm going to show you too. I'm going to add text real quick to show you what you're going to have to do after you animate. And it'll be a personal preference. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this and stick it on here. Say if you want text all the way through them. And so when you're creating them, you're putting the text on for each slide. So I'm just going to go and grab this one. We'll do here this one. Colors actually kind of go with this stuff. All right, and we'll go here. So I've got all my animations done that I want to do, and I got my text ready. Next thing you want to do is go in between your pages, go to Add Transitions. You're going to go into Match and Move. Now, if you know me, I always turn Match and Move all the way up, but because it's like blinking and eye moving, I kind of want quick durations, so I'm going to leave it at 0.5 for now. If I need to change it, I will change it later. I'm going to apply it between all pages. And then because we're doing fast movements, I want to go up top to my timing and I want to turn this down. So I'm going to start off at 1 second. I'm going to put 1, enter, and then I'm going to apply between all pages. So if you're adding pages and you want to know which face to add to a new one, you can't see them anymore because our timing is so short that you can't see your transition or time. What you're going to do is you're going to come down here to where it says Zoom Page. You're going to click on that. Now it says Zoom Thumbnails. So what you can do is pull this out and expand these. So now you can see what faces you got and your transitions again. It's not changing the timing because if you look right here, it still says 1 second. But you're good. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what we got. So for like my blinking ones, I want my blinking ones to go way faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ones that are blinking. So I'm going to go to the one that's beforehand, the open one, and I want to shrink that down even further. So I'm going to take that down, 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 down. I'm going to go and take my other blinking, all my blinking ones, and I'm going to take that way, way down. And I'm going to take that way, way down. So my 4 ones that I got that are with the blinking, I am going to take those down to speed that blinking up. So let's look. Oh, I think I hit the wrong button. Now that speeds that blinking up. That just looks crazy. Let me add another one. What do we got? Is that my me? I like the me one. How about the me ones? Duplicate. Let's duplicate that page and put it at the end. Crazy eyes is crazy eyes. Duplicate, put it there, and then we'll just put that up and make it look like, oh, needs a little tear dropping down. I'm sad. And that's what that looks like to me. That's sad eyes. All right, so what I'm talking about too when you add text, once you add match and move, we're going to go in here and you see your timing pop up. See how it goes over. The problem with that is I had with my original one is that you could see the text fading in and out, and it looked weird. It just like it was weird looking at it. I didn't like it overlapping each other. It wasn't like fading in and out. It was more like overlapping. So you have to go into your timing. If you might like that, I just didn't. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and shorten these up to keep them on the same as the page, and take it off that match and move. And then when I go to the next page over here, I'm going to take this one. See how that's on this page and this page? I don't want that. So I'm going to do it at the start of this page and the end of this page. So I'm just going to you're just going to go in there and tweak your timing. So, and now it doesn't overlap like this. It'll be one to the other. And you can animate that to kind of make the animations make that less like stop and go. But in a nutshell, oh no, that didn't have a match and move in between it. Hold on. Match and move. All right, let's see how the goofy eyes look. Move out the way. Okay, my little scared cried eyes. But that's all you got to do, and then you do the cry eyes and or have them move here. Hold on. Sometimes the position tab is your better friend when it comes to moving some stuff. I don't want the big one. I need the small middle one. Small middle one. Small middle one. Where are you at? There you are. I'll put that in there. Don't want to move that outside of my white space. And then we're gonna move this one here, like in the center. Okay, we gotta look at that one. So this is just like a fun project. Even if you have kids that like to play with Canva, this is just the perfect little fun little easy one they can do and just have fun with it. And that's how you do that. And I know I went babbling and I played and I experimented a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. It's late. I need to go to bed. I love you guys and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.